Shalom YouTube, this is your girl Shay on a non-traditional love channel, and tonight I'm going to talk about what's really just happening here in New Mexico. As far as recently, news just broke that the head sheriff of Bernalillo County, Manny Gonzalez, and our now in charge Trump, they just recently decided to send 35 federal officers to New Mexico, Albuquerque specifically. Now, to me, does not seem like a good idea. I know that we've had protests happening all over the United States and basically all in the United Kingdom too. I've seen some protests happening over there, and I believe it is actually for the good. There is an uprising coming, and it's not your normal uprising. This is not America's Revolution. This is not the Civil War. This is much different. Not bigger, not more important, but different. We're coming to the realization that Black people, specifically Black men, are not treated with the respect that they deserve, with the respect that any human being deserves. And it's not just Black men. Unfortunately, it's mostly Black men. People in general treated badly by the police, but it is mostly Black men. There are Black women being treated horribly too. Now, we all know the recent deaths, and I cannot speak their names because it's too hard to relive those horrible moments. That man and woman deserved much better. All of them did. This is going back to the very days of Emmett Till. The days my grandmother was a young girl where she saw racism. She fought against it. My uncle, my mother, and my auntie grew up with racism. Unfortunately, so did I. Being half Black and half Spanish in the type of neighborhood that I lived in, I was breeding ground for racists. They called me horrible names. I was half-breed. I wasn't light enough to be white, but I wasn't dark enough to be Black to them. I was just this awkward in-between. But to get back to what's at hand, Trump and Mr. Gonzalez they are sending 35 federal government agents to New Mexico to help with the supposed high crime rate. Now, it is pretty high. Higher than last year and the 2 years before. About 10 to 15%. I'm not going to lie. It is getting up there. But what does this do? Is this due to more people just wanting to be bad? I doubt it. Is this due to the economic and political, somewhat nurturing that these people have been given? It could be. What I would really like to think is that people are just bad. There are some people that are bad. There are people that are good. That's always going to be. However, sending in federal troops to help with that problem is not going to help. In fact, it's going to make people push back. They're going to want to show that No federal government can come in and just stay and think they could tell others what to do or how our police officers are acting. Now, don't get me wrong, racism is and always probably will be a very big problem. There are racists that are against your culture. There are racists in your culture, in every culture. I have seen blacks be racist against black people. When I was younger, there was a few black girls mean to me. And they said very hurtful and racist remarks, all because no one really saw my dad much. It's not really on me, is it? That was on my father. No, my father wasn't the best. But the racism today in this world is way worse than anyone has ever seen. Why is that? I've heard a lot of people say it's because Trump's our president. He incites racism. To a point, I do believe that. Because he really does nothing to correct these races. He kind of just lets them go about their business and let them have their free will. But God forbid someone of my color or another color other than his mess up. Oh, Lord be damned if someone other than white messes up in the public. People are on them all the time. That was proof with Obama's presidency. Every little thing he did. Now, don't get me wrong, he was not the best president. Having a black president was cool. But as I got older, I started to see that he wasn't really doing too much for the black community. That made me lose respect for him. It was cool having a black president, but I wanted a president, period, that is in it for the black community, the community that suffers the most in this nation. It's hard. I am a mother of a black son, of a black and Native American son. I fear that when he grows older, if this world does not change, I fear that when he grows older, I will lose him, and I don't want to fear that. Ever. My job as a mother is not to fear for my child's life because these police are out of control and our president does nothing to put these police or racists in check. Instead, he sends federal officers out to deal with the quote-unquote crime problem. That's what I got an issue with. I want my child to feel safe. If I bring another child into this world and my husband, I want them to feel safe too. I don't feel safe. And although we live in a state where racism isn't very prominent in our police department, it is still there. Just last year, there was a news report where a white man physically tackled a Farmington girl on school grounds because she was given an attitude. Every little girl gives an attitude. Every kid gives attitude. My kid, all of 4 years old, gives attitude. Where did he get it from? He got it from me. I give attitude. I gave attitude as a child. But I give attitude about the right things. Now that I'm older, I'm trying to teach my child the same thing. No one is a perfect parent, and it is taking time. But what I really want to say, other then discussing on this channel in the comments, please, about the federal officers being sent to certain cities. If they're being sent to your city, let me know. I want to know what other cities are being sent to, because the news isn't really, forthcoming on exactly what cities unless it's their own. And that's how I found out. Finding out that federal officers were being sent to Albuquerque is probably some of the dumbest things I've ever heard. We don't need no federal government in here. Let our police officers handle it. We need more people to step up as police officers. Not bad police officers, good. We need people to stand up for the right, not for the wrong. We need people to put the police officers that are not doing right. We need the good police officers. We need those police officers to put those bad police officers in check. I don't care if it goes against your ethical reasoning. I don't care if it goes against your job. You should stand up for what you believe in. And that is exactly why our police officers didn't arrest protesters. They let our protesters protest in peace, regardless of what the governor said. We have officers in Lee County still dining in, despite the fact that our governor said no more dine-in. Those officers are saying, nope, we're still going to support our local businesses because that's all we have. We are a very, very local state. Not a whole lot of other people get in. Not a whole lot of people can say that they are a New Mexican. That is something that you are in heart and spirit. Born here or not. If you love New Mexico and you feel like you need to stand up for the people all over the world, not even in Mexico, all over the world, who are just feeling unjust and unsafe because our police department doesn't know how to treat them or how to respect them. They treat them less than human. That's not even right. If these people out there protesting can please just keep it up, I will forever be grateful. I still am. Those people out there protesting are everything. I even have family out there protesting, and I thank them. Because without them protesting, it can't just be a black community protesting. Because we won't be heard by ourselves. People brush us off like we're nothing. So us by ourselves, even united, the black community will not be heard by themselves. We need others outside of the black community and other races, other ethnicities that are also being treated less than human. We need them to stand up with us. We need the DACA. We need the Dreamers. We need the Native Americans, because we know that you guys are also being treated very poorly, very poorly, no matter where you are. You can be somewhere as diverse as here, and you'll still be treated bad. The whole world needs to change. They need to see how they are treating one race in particular, and let us rise with you. Don't push us down. Let the African American and the black Hebrew, the black Jews, the real Jews, let them rise with you. Do not push them and watch them fall. We need each other to stand up and stand together. And just like our soccer team, we need to stand united. My name is Sharice. I'm your girl from Non-Traditional Love YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, click the like button, click subscribe channel, click to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.